We're back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful Saturday, February the 24th at 12:05 p.m. How are you doing? So, I hate studying. I do. But you know what I do love? I love learning. It's a really weird balance, dichotomy, you know? Every time I study, I hate the process of sitting down and learning. But every time directly after I'm done and I know I learned something, I have this instant fulfillment because I know that a minute before that I was an idiot. It sounds pretty harsh, but think of it like this. Anytime that you just got smarter, that means a minute before that you were dumb. Oh man. Yeah. I like being smarter every single day, but I don't like the work that it has to do. I hope Elon one day actually has a thing called Neuralink, where basically it's like, imagine taking like a USB drive and putting it in your head and just being like, you know, like I know Jiu-jitsu, like you just upload a program and all of a sudden like you're a black belt. That's exactly what that freak is doing. And I say freak in the most loving way possible. Like he's amazing. But yeah, I constantly feel myself in this, you know, with stand-up comedy, I love the process. With everything else, which funnels to it, whether it's marketing or media or advertising or, I don't love that. I love the writing. There's a comedian that recently said, I heard it recently, but he said it a long while ago, which is the job of a comedian is to be a writer, and doing the stand-up comedy is a bonus. It actually is pretty well said if you think about it, because most people that are stand-up comedians, maybe I shouldn't say most, but a lot of them that are like the biggest world talents, if they're out doing films and game shows or whatever, they're not writing their own material. You know what I mean? I do not believe for 1 minute that Kevin Hart writes any of his material. He has these ghostwriters, right? He's got these people that write for him, and that's fine. But, you know, I didn't ever think he was that funny personally. But a lot of people that are successful, if they want to do stand-up comedy and all of a sudden they got like a special and they're like online, and if you already got a base following and you have people writing for you, are you doing stand-up comedy? It's more like you're doing an acting piece. I can't give you full credit. I can't call you a stand-up comedian. That's like saying you're such a, well, you know, I can't say that. Just because you're a singer, that doesn't mean you're a great songwriter. All right? So I almost said that, you know, just because you get what I'm saying. But anyway, I've been doing so much studying lately to not just advertise and market myself for stand-up comedy, but in the process I'm actually learning how to stand out, not just above the masses of mediocrity that are out there. Being me, just being honest, you know. I'm sure there's like 1,000 types of generic soda brands you didn't ever hear, which might be better than Coca-Cola, but you only really know what's best, right? Or what's like the most known. Anyway, yeah, I gotta get on top of the crop. I gotta get ahead and on top of everybody else that only does stand-up comedy because they think it's something trendy. It's like an easy way of making money, or maybe because they have their own writers and they're Instagram or TikTok famous and they can get a writer to write their jokes and they can be successful. I gotta beat all of those people. The ones with followers, the ones with no talent, and the upper 1% that actually do have talent. And on top of that, the 1% of 1%, which may have talent, but they got like a whole media team behind them, like the Kevin Harts and all these other people. I got to be funnier than all of them, just to get a little bit ahead in life. So, as a result of that, I don't have an assistant. I try to incorporate and learn everything myself and to use it for a better product. And the interesting thing is, with advertising and social media and everything else, it really is actually helping me, not with my ideas, but how to condense them, how to be a better writer and everything else. So there's not always a lot of crossover between one thing that has to do with comedy, like advertising or media or something like that that has to do with having better writing, being a better comedian, having better jokes. But on this instance, it has been. So I got a lot of big changes. I got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm going to be releasing all of it at once. I don't necessarily have a release date. If I did, I'd probably say 10 days. But it's been great. I really enjoy the back end of learning, and I don't necessarily really like to sit down and read something that's like a novel. I feel like I'm wasting my time or something like that, right? But without surprise, I love the reward. I love the benefit of everything that I'm learning right now. And it's helping me exponentially. Not just with what I'm doing, but to save money, to be able to promote myself. You know who's like the master at all of this, in my opinion? I mean, I think at least. I'd probably say Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz is a great marketer for himself. And he's also great at stand-up comedy. Now, I'm not really sure if anybody does his marketing for him, if he writes all of his jokes. I can only guess that he does. And I'm going to give him full credit. Bert Kreischer, he's really good. Tom Segura, he's great. Joe Rogan, they all got these machines behind them, which they've actually made, but they're forces to be reckoned with. So, you know, I got to get above everybody just to get a little bit ahead, and I'm okay with that. In the process, I learn a lot. So, with that being mentioned, until further ado, I hate studying, but I love learning. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.